YouTube, we are back, man. Don't mind me in this Slim Jim right now, but I'm so sorry it's been taking me so long to upload another video. But a lot has happened. As you can see by the title and the thumbnail, your boy is out of BMT. I'm currently in tech school, but what I'm gonna do is give you guys my experience of BMT. And I emphasize my because it is so subjective. This Slim Jim is really good, but everybody's BMT experience is different, right? And I'm just gonna let you guys know off the rip, mine was great. Like, my experience was wonderful. I ain't have no problems. It was, I'm not trying to downplay BMT at all, but it was peaches and cream for me. Again, I'm a little older than most people that probably go in. I have a different level of maturity, a different mindset, so that probably plays into it. But it was fine for me. So, before I get into the details, what I did, this was the last Sunday of BMT. I kind of just like wrote out like what happened each week for me. And yeah, I'm just gonna read this to you guys. Basically, it's like a recap, basically. So I'm not sure how long this video is gonna be. I'm gonna try to keep it shorter. You guys know I don't like really having too long videos. But while we're here, before we even jump into this, hey, y'all mess with me, bro. Subscribe, turn on the bell, the buzzer, whatever the thing is. Subscribe, send this video to somebody else that's thinking about joining. Like, come on, brother. Help me, help you, help me. Like, come on. Scratch my back. I'm scratching your back, scratch my back, right? So here we go. This is now my last Sunday of BMT. The start of the victory lap. Let's recap before we get into this morning. All the way back to getting off the bus day one. Through the window on the bus, I could see the MTI, military training instructor, is what MTI stands for, right? All right. So I could see the MTI put on his game face walking out of the building. So I was taking it lightly. And I'm like, all right, here we go. Because, right, I see him putting on his game face, like, through the window. He's, like, putting on his hat, finna come outside, start yelling and stuff. I'm like, all right, it's about to start, right? So as soon as we get inside, we had to repeatedly pick up our bags, put it down. Pick them up, put them down, right? That was stupid, but I'm like, the games are beginning. That's what you got to remember when you're at BMT. It's a game within a game, right? Like, first off, you can't take anything personal. Like, these are your instructors are regular people. Like, when they clock out and go home, like, they're regular. Like, what they're doing for you is just a mind game. Like, you have to understand it's a game within the game, right? So, we had to repeatedly pick up and put our bags down, which I was thinking was the dumbest thing in the world. I still did it nonetheless. Fast forward a little bit to the night. The first night was by far the worst night. Facts. I got there in like the middle of the afternoon. Like, your day, the first day you get there is the longest day there, bro. Like, it's just long, bro. It's long. It's not the fact you're getting yelled at, it's the information overload. Yes, the yelling plays a factor, but it's the amount of information they give you and expect you to remember the first time that causes all the stress. So it's like they have a thing about just how well you can process information and retain information. So it's like they tell you a whole bunch of stuff one time and like they expect you to get it. Over time you get better at it, but if you're not already good at it, but that's like a thing that they do too. Throughout my time at BMT, I can count on one hand the number of times I actually got yelled at personally. Again, my BMT experience wasn't bad. Like, at some point, you're just ready for it to be over, but just because like it's 7.5 or 8 weeks there, but it's just like, I wasn't a troublemaker. I was a dorm chief, which we'll get into all that stuff later. So it's like, I had a good experience. Like, yeah. So I don't have the horror stories BMT experience. After the first night, things began to smoothen out for me. I got adjusted pretty quickly. I was named dorm chief the very first week, or 0 week is what they call your very first week there. So Yeah, that's another thing too that people don't know. Your very first week there isn't week 1. That's week 0. And then the next week there, which is technically your second week, is week 1. So I was named dorm chief week 0. Um, and where am I at? I was named dorm chief week 0. Oh, I was named dorm chief the very first week that they call 0 week, and I stayed dorm chief the entire time. Apparently, that's a rare thing. A lot of the times, a dorm chief gets changed out at least once. During my time, okay, I wrote during my time here because I wrote in past tense. So during my time here, I've seen it happen twice and heard about it a few times. Safe to say, I must have been doing a good job. With that being said, heavy is the head that wears the crown. My mental breakdown came super early, the end of week 1, if I remember correctly. So this was my thought process. Week 0 and 1. Just because we're here existing as new, pay attention to this now. Just because we're here existing as new trainees, we'll get yelled at 70% of the time. I don't want that percentage going any higher than that if I can help it. If I can help out someone I see struggling or correct someone before the MTI sees it, I'm going to do it. So that was my thought process. You have to understand, they're going to yell at you. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. So in my mind, I'm thinking, all right, we're already going to get yelled at 70% of the time. What can I do to help us not get above 70%, right? So it's like, stop talking when we're not supposed to be talking. If they tell you to do something, do it the first time. Like, just listen to what they tell you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm correcting people in the dorm or flight, which you'll learn what all that stuff means later, but it's like I was doing everything that I could to help other people not get yelled at, so we wouldn't get yelled at as a whole. And that led people to gravitate to me, to liking me, and that led to my mental breakdown because let me see if I even wrote about that. So I said what I thought was a good plan backfired on me quickly. This is what started people calling my name for everything. Any kind of help, everyone ran to me, asking me questions instead of the MTI. Like I'm not new here too. So that's the thing that kind of led to my mental breakdown too. Where it's like, guys, I got off the bus the same time as y'all did. Like I'm learning all this information just like y'all, but everybody doesn't understand that. Like they see you excelling, they see you doing well. You have a leadership position, being a dorm chief or whatnot like that. So they just expect you to know everything. And I'm like, guys, I'm still learning this stuff too, right? So all of this played a role into my episode. I was overwhelmed. Extending out help may be a little more than I should have, but that's how I built and gained the guys' trust and respect. Because at one point or another, out of the 51 other guys I helped out, at least 40, and prevented them from getting yelled at one time or another. To this day, I don't even know everyone's name, but everyone knows mine. The breakdown was needed, and after that, it was smooth sailing. I honestly don't have much memory from the early weeks. Not much was going on for me. Again, my experience here wasn't a bad one. And then I said, okay, scratch that. I just asked people what happened on each week so I can remember a little better. Week 1, we got peanut butter shots. It wasn't as bad as people make it seem. Nothing to talk about there, honestly. Yeah, but people over-exaggerate the peanut butter shot. The little shot goes in your hip, bro. Just rub it out, walk it out. Again, it's all subjective. Some people's pain tolerance isn't that high, and whatever the case may be, but it didn't hurt me. I was fine. Literally the same day, I was fine. Right? Okay. On to week 2. Week 2, we got our blues. Now that I was happy about. I also got super sick this week. The worst day was the first day. I felt like I was going to die, literally. Chills, coughs, headaches, fatigue. Literally the worst. Yeah, bro. Everybody gets sick in BMT. It's crazy. I have a very strong immune system, but even I got sick. Everybody gets sick in BMT. Like I said, you got your blues. You get your blues on week 2. I loved getting anything that showed progress. Like you would see people around BMT, like people from later weeks, from people or weeks ahead of you. You would see them walking around in blues, and you're like, dang, I can't wait till we get our blues. And then you get your blues, and then you're realizing okay, we're at that point. Like, we're getting closer and closer and closer to graduation. I liked anything that reminded me that we're making progress closer to graduation. So I was excited about getting the blues. Da, 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 da. And then week 3, we had locker appraisals. The practice test everyone is supposed to fail, but I only failed by 2 points. So your locker appraisal, you have a certain way you're supposed to set up your locker. It's supposed to be clean, organized, and this is your practice one. On week 3, you do your practice test basically, and I think it's a 14 to pass. I got a 16. Normal people be getting like 20 demerits and stuff like that. I got 16. You pass with 14 or something like that. So, yeah, that was cool. Week 4, we did C-burn, which wasn't that bad. People are so dramatic. So I'm literally just reading what I wrote, guys. So, yeah. People are so dramatic. Now, my eyes did burn like crazy, but the way people came out coughing and acting like they were about to throw up was just ridiculous to me, honestly. Which is true. Like, I see burn, my eyes burned, but the way people were coughing and trying to throw up and gagging and all type of stuff, I'm like, bro, y'all doing too much. Like, relax. But again, it's subjective. This was my experience. And we also had our locker PC this week. This was the most stressful time being here. I got a 4 on that. The lower the number, the better. So I got 4 demerits on my actual wall locker test. So week 3, you have the practice test. Week 4, you have the actual test. And yeah, it's not hard. It's just not hard. Just keep your locker organized the entire time you're there. You'll have no problems. Week 5 was Cadam. This was the most fun that I had here. Shooting the M4 was so much fun. My first time ever shooting it, and I got marksman. I hit 22 out of 24 targets to qualify. We also learned how to put the weapon apart and put it back together. I'm going to buy one just so I can do that. That's facts. Like, Cadam was the most fun I had at BMT. You just go to the shooting range, practice taking the gun apart before putting it back together, and then you go to the range and you shoot. You have to hit 22 out of 20, at least 22 out of the 24 targets to get marksman. I got marksman my very first time shooting the M4. You're going to have a whole bunch of people there that's going to be like, oh yeah, I shoot guns, blah, 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 I do this. I've been shooting guns since I was a little boy. They don't get marksman. Like, I got it though, so that's cool. The final PT test was also this week. What was this, week 5? Yeah, week 5. I was trying so hard to run a sub 10 minutes, but I was gassed. Yeah, that sucked. PT test for me was good. My overall score was a 97.5. Maxed out push-ups and sit-ups, but my fastest run time was 10:26 or 10:24. I just couldn't, like, that was the best I could do. Like, I was running for my freaking life, but hey, it is what it is. Still had a great PT score. Week 6 was Pacer Forge. I hated that. Like, that was stupid to me. I was ready to go the second we got off the bus. I didn't even shower there. Because, bro, the showers were so nasty. Oh, my gosh. I couldn't even shower there. Like, I was like, bro, I'm not stepping foot in that shower. Like, no, sir. So I didn't shower there. And it says, now that we're here, week 7, the victory lap. This was just a quick recap. I'm going to get into more details, but I just had to write a few things. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Yeah, so that was that. That was BMT in a nutshell for me. Like, so I just basically told you guys what happened each week or what significant stuff happens each week. But again, so I was dorm chief. I was named dorm chief the very first week there, week 0 week. I was dorm chief the entire time. Which is crazy. So I was dorm chief, but I didn't live in the dorms that I was dorm chief over. So again, my experience was so different. Like, we had 2 dorm chiefs in our dorm because we were in separate flights. So I don't even know how to explain that, but anytime we left the dorm, we would be in 2 different groups. Like, you're in groups when you're outside that are called flights. So I was the dorm chief over my flight. He was the dorm chief over his flight. And we were named dorm chiefs while we were in flight formation, but we lived in the same dorms, and the MTIs didn't talk about that. So technically I was the dorm chief for the dorm across the hall, but I didn't live in there. So the dorm chief that was the dorm chief over our dorm, he was mainly in charge. Like, I'm not even the vocal leader. I'm more of a lead by example. He was a vocal leader, so it worked out perfectly. I still was dorm chief over the dorm that I lived in, but he was like dorm chief 1A. I was dorm chief 1B. Because my dorm was across the hall. I just didn't live in there. So technically it's like I was dorm chief over 2 dorms. But yeah, it was cool, man. It was cool. On Sundays, MTIs, your instructors aren't there after like the first week or so. So you get to really chill, relax more. Yeah, like my BMT experience was not bad. The food was pretty good. You don't lift weights there. It's just all like calisthenics, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, running. Yeah, so it's like if you're thinking you're gonna go there and lift weights, you're not doing that. You have regular classroom time, like you're in classroom learning stuff because you have an end of course test that you have to take at on week 6. I think it was like 100 something questions, maybe, or 100. I can't remember how many. Like I said, I'm in tech school now. I graduated BMT November 7th, so it's December now. Like, it's been a little minute, so yeah. But BMT was not, it's not bad, man. You just have to go in there with a focused mindset, bro. You stay focused, you stay locked in, like, you're fine. They do pick, like I said, people for leadership positions. I was dorm chief. You have element leaders. So in your flights, when you go outside and you line up in formation, you have the 4 people in the front of the flight, and then they're your element leaders. So that's a leadership position. Your dorm chief is the highest, I guess you could say, the highest position of leadership. You have the most responsibility, I guess, but it's nothing. Like, I don't know, man. Like, some people really just talk about BMT like it's just horrible, bro. I had 0 problems, man. Like, it was really fine. I really don't know what else to tell y'all. Like I told you, everything that goes down in BMT was cool for me. Like I said, I'm in tech school now. I'm gonna make a separate video about how tech school is going, but BMT, you waking up at the very first week there, you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning every day. But after that, you start waking up at 5:45. I woke up earlier. I woke up at like 5:30 because I don't like being woken up to the sound of the little tone going off. I can't even remember. It's like I can't even remember how it sounded, but I don't like being woken up like that, so I would wake up 15 minutes early, go brush my teeth, all that good stuff. Because you PT in the morning first. Your day starts with PT. Then you come back, go to breakfast, shower, make your beds, all that. And then you start the day, basically, with whatever you have. Either if you go classroom, you might have classroom all day, or you might be doing drill, blah, blah, blah. Like, it just depends on what you're doing. But from the time you wake up, from 5 o'clock to like 8:45, you're busy. Like, you're gonna be ready to go to sleep by 9 o'clock. I used to be a night owl. Now I get sleep. I'm not even in basic training anymore, and I'm sleepy by 10 o'clock at night. Like, you going to go to bed at 9 o'clock. Like, you'll be ready to go to bed by like 8:30. Like, you're like, man, it's not time to get in bed yet. Like, but yeah, it's not bad. Like, if you guys just have questions about BMT, then just drop them in the chat. But again, this was my experience. My experience is not like everybody. And I was also in Disneyland. I was a Gator, 320th. People were in Alcatraz. Like, they only have like 8 shower heads. Like, they're in the trenches over there. So their experience is totally different from mine. We have 30-something shower heads, and it's 50 of us. So it's like, we're fine over here. They're sharing 8 shower heads with 50 people. Like, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy. But BMT is cool, man. Like, it was fine. If operational world was like BMT, but like everybody had their phones and stuff, I'd be cool with it. Like, basic training was just not hard. Basic training is so easy because they tell you everything you have to do. You just have to listen. People don't listen. Like, they give you the blue, like, you don't have to think in basic training. Like, you just have to follow directions. And I had absolutely great instructors. Shout out to Master Sergeant Archer. Shout out to I forgot my freaking, shout out to Sergeant Shelton, and shout out to oh my gosh, I'm having a brain fart. And one more sergeant I need to shout out, and I cannot remember his name. Dang, that sucks. Yeah, I can't. I'm having a brain fart, but yeah, I had a great experience, BMT. Right? It was cool. So yeah, man, that's it, man. If you guys have any questions, just let me know some. Like I said, share this with people. They might want to know what goes down, but just be disciplined. If you know, if you know you're going to the military, or you want to join, start running. Like, literally, don't even worry about push-ups and sit-ups for real. Like, if you know your cardio and conditioning is bad, start running. I took the PT test 3 times in 1 week because I was motivating and helping other people pass their tests. I had no problem passing my test. Like I said, my overall PT score was a 97.5, like, out of 100. Like, so it's like, I'm pretty good fitness wise. But other people failed their PT test and had to take it again. So, you know, I was taking it. I essentially took it with them again. So I'm running with them, helping motivate them and all that kind of stuff to help them pass. But it's like, if you know that you're thinking about joining this, prepare your body ahead of time. Don't go into BMT and trying to use BMT to get in shape. Like, you're putting yourself behind the 8 ball. Go ahead and start working out and preparing your body, eating right before you even go. So that way you're a step ahead of everybody else. Like, do that. You get 3 haircuts. Women don't, obviously, but the men, you get 3 haircuts. They cut your bald first time, second time, not really, third time, no. But first time, yeah, you get skinhead. You get 3, I think it was 3 phone calls. You can earn more phone calls if you're doing well. I got a whole bunch of phone calls during BMT. Again, my experience wasn't bad. Like, I earned a few phone calls during training, so yeah. Trying to think about anything else that might be, like, important, or not even necessarily important, but just stuff that y'all want to hear. Pacer Forge. Y'all could probably Google what Pacer Forge was, but it's basically like a fake deployment. You're sleeping in a tent. You're just outside walking around all day doing nothing. Like that, I just didn't like it. But if you're in a leadership position, like a dorm chief, element leader, you're not in a leadership position at Pacer Forge. They pick new people to be leadership positions during that time. So basically, it was like an off day for me. Like, I didn't have to give orders. I didn't have to keep people in line. Like, I was just a regular trainee during that time period, and I loved it. But yeah, it's not that bad. And I'm not just saying that to try to convince people to go. I'm just being honest. I don't care if you join or not, but everybody's experience is different. Again, it's subjective, but for me, it was a breeze. Like, it was cool. So yeah, ImJustRel. Like I said, if you guys want more, ask questions. I can answer them because I don't really know exactly what y'all want to know, but I just try to give y'all a brief overview of how my experience was. Again, send this video to somebody you know that might be joining, might be on the fence. And I'm telling them, look, it's not bad. Just be disciplined. Remember why you joined. You know, keep the main thing the main thing. The main reason why you're there, keep that focused, keep that locked in. And you'll be all right. Like, it's fine. You got to remember too, man, basic training is temporary. It's this much time out of your whole career. Like, it's 7 weeks. Like, it goes by like that, literally. Make it to Sunday was me, my partner Keaton's quote. Make it to Sunday. because that's the day, like I said, you get kind of like a rest, a chill. But every day you waking up at 5:45 though. Like that's, it don't matter what day of the week it is. But Sunday is like the only kind of chill day. The dorm chief is in charge because like I said, the instructors aren't there on Sundays. So your dorm chief is in charge. They have the schedule, follow the schedule. I guess cool. But yeah, like, share, subscribe, comment, you know what I'm saying? Do whatever you got to do for this video. But yeah, that was my BMT experience. It was cool. So I hope this helps. If not, it's okay. But yeah, just ask questions and comments or whatever the case may be. But again, man, my experience was not bad at all. So if you were thinking about joining and you're disciplined, you're already in line with your goals, or you're not and you want discipline. Like I had a guy in my flight that joined because he wanted to be more disciplined and whatnot. And he's a cool dude. You make lifelong friends, man. So like, it's cool. But yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling. ImJustRel. I appreciate y'all tuning in, checking in. Like I said, subscribe, please. Like, share the video, whatever you got to do to let other people see it. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, and I'm going to be back with another video about how tech school is going for me now. So yeah, man. Peace out.